He didn't mention cultural institution. Okay, where will you put culture? Under where will you put culture? Under family or under is there social institution? No social institution. Okay, so you put culture under family. Let me ask you another one. In what institution will you put going to Islamia? Spiritual or educational? Spiritual. Under which one will you put going to Islamia? Educational, right? Okay, under which will you put making salat and everything? Spiritual. Under what will you call going to the office, going to work? Economic, okay, yes. Now you grasp this thing very well. So under which one will you put marriage, family institution, right? And under which will you put banditry? Okay, under which one will you put fuel subsidy? Okay. Under which one will you put selling a buyer on Instagram? Still economy also. Yes. Under which will you put being a teacher in a primary school and your salary is 30,000? Okay, so any angle they bring it now, you now know where to. Okay, under which one will you put the mass media? Let's say TV stations, radio stations. There's no social. Under which will you put it? Digital economy. No, seriously, under which one will you put it? Education. Okay. Well, do you agree? Watching TV, listening to radio, you can see it's education because they are educating you on something, whether directly or indirectly. Informative media, so they are informing us of something that's supposed to educate us and supposed to do all sorts of things to us. That's the point. Under which one will you put personal development? Personal development, motivation, self-love, education. Is it education? Yeah, I think you can still go for education, right? And then the easiest one, under which will you put voters registration? Political. All right. Now we have learned a lot of things today. I don't know why this Oga didn't record that discussion when you were discussing. Next time, always record everything. Do you understand? Can't you get it now? Oh, that's right. Oh, I thought he's the one who was. Yes, always tell me you should record everything because they are very, very important. I was informed. The Dr. told me that we now have kind of YouTube channel. So all of those things are supposed to be the content for the channel. How you agree with me? So please, from now on, we have to record everything. Unless it doesn't have batteries, it will charge it and put it in place. Now, what were we supposed to discuss today? It's like a question. Are you a people pleaser? Are you a people pleaser? And when the conception was made, the philosopher mentioned philosophy. Yes, philosophy. Yeah, that's donkey philosophy. How many people are familiar with that story? That a father and his son, they were going somewhere and they had a donkey to ride. Tell me more. And then the donkey, okay, as they were moving on, the father was sitting on the donkey and people who around were commenting that, look at you, old man, you don't even have pity for the young child. Your little boy is walking, trekking, and you are riding on the donkey. What kind of a merciless father are you? So when you heard what they said, he decided to make correction. He got down and put his son now on the donkey. As we were moving, we say, Abba, old man, look at you, you are spoiling this boy. You put him on the donkey, and you, old man, you are the one that needs his strength more. Why are you walking and your little son is on the donkey? What lesson are you trying to teach this boy? You want him to be to be selfish? Okay, when the man about that decided to make correction, so no, himself and the boy, they were trekking, and the donkey was just to say, are you so stupid? You and your son, you are walking, and the donkey is just moving empty. Can't somebody ride on this donkey? Then when he heard of it, now said, okay, what am I going to do now? He now put himself and his son, both of them on the donkey. And as they were going, some other people still commented again, you people are so wicked. Two of you on the donkey want to kill this donkey. So at the point he now wonder, so what can you actually do to satisfy people? What can you do that people will not complain, that people will not comment, that people will not comment? So what was in your own opinion, what should be the best option out of these four? Either him on the donkey and the boy trekking, or the boy on the donkey, he trekking, or both of them moving without riding on the donkey, or both of them on the donkey. Both of them walking and the donkey moving freely. Which one? What should they do? You don't know. They should just call Uber. Well, or they get the pickup. Forget about the donkey thing. Oh, Allah. Yes, this story has been told in many folk tales. Not only the Kete version of it, I hear there's an Indian version of it, I hear that there's the Arabian version of it. But somebody from Egypt told it to in Nigeria afresh. And the Nigeria was like, this one you are telling me, somebody who used for song in my country. Now you see, it seems to be something that has gone very far and wide. It's almost, in many places you go. That as it is. It shows that there are certain matters of wisdom that are somehow universal. And from time to time, some of these lessons, morals, and stories, they go around for people to learn. But it now depends so much on your own interpretation of that particular story. How do you interpret it? How do you look at it? The way you interpret it might be determined by the kind of educational background you have or the kind of institution you are coming from. Let me give you an example, and this may make you to see more of what we are going to talk about today, about whether you are a people pleaser or not. Generally, in the Western type of philosophy, we focus more on developing the individual. In the Eastern version of philosophy, I'm generalizing, making very broad, just simple East and West. In the Eastern version of philosophy, they focus more on developing the community. Meaning that if a person is to be healed, the community has to be in order. Once the community is in order, then the individual will not have any problem. Whereas in the Western perspective, once the individual is in order, then the community will automatically be correct. Chicken or egg, which one should come first? Which one do you believe in more? Okay, let me unpack it like this. You see, the Eastern philosophy or way of thinking, in line with their own education, they believe that once people don't have any problem with their state or with their system or with their country or with their community, there's water, there's life, there are good roads, there is good education, there are amenities, the government care more about the people. They believe that any individual, you don't have any reason to be depressed, you don't have any reason to be worried, you don't have any reason to be troubled about anything. You don't even need to be corrupt because the system will take care of your children. Any child you give birth to doesn't just belong to you, the child belongs to the state. And the state is ready to do everything to take care of that child. You don't need to say, okay, am I going to build a house for my children to inherit? No, there are houses already. And once your child reaches a certain stage or certain age in life, automatically the state provides accommodation for your child, including education, including medical care. You don't need to think of money for hospital. And you don't need to be worried that your wife is pregnant. How are you going to pay hospital bill? The same way you don't have anything to worry about like that, you will not have any time or any reason to be depressed. You are not going to be anxious. You are not going to be sad. You are not going to be worried. And you are most likely going to be a patriotic citizen. That's the own way of looking at it. But for the Western, I'm generalizing, stance in philosophy of life, they believe that the individual mind has to be taken care of. They believe that you must concentrate on the quality of the individual. And that once every individual is okay, then automatically the society will be better. Once you take care of the mental state of every individual, once you take care of the, what do they call this thing that we normally talk about amongst psychologists? Mental health, right? Yes. They say once you take care of a person's mental health, you are able to ensure that his sanity is not compromised by anything. You make him to know how to love himself, how to take care of himself, how to look into himself to interpret the world, how to do things without bothering whatever anybody wants to say about it, how not to follow the crowd, how not to conform when you don't feel like conforming, how not to obey those you don't want to obey. They believe that once you build that self-confidence and self-esteem in every individual, then the society will be better. Which of them will not agree with?
The first one.
It's the first one. Anybody support him? The first one? Nobody is supporting the second one.
The second one means selfishness interest. Not care about anyone.
Okay, that the second one makes you to be egocentric. You begin to think more about I, me, and myself. Once I'm okay, I don't care about other people. If I know the secret to happiness, I'll just keep it to myself. If other people like, let them find it or not. Or because I'm smarter now, I can just exploit all of you when you are not suspecting. Because I'm smarter. I can take from you, take from you, take from you, add to myself, gather wealth, be rich, and have many servants working for me. And I say, yes, I've arrived. Yes, I have arrived. And if I have money, I will stash it in my account. I'll keep it to myself. And I will find ways of dominating my environment. Be the leader I'm supposed to be. Be the great person I'm supposed to be. You see, you are not wrong. And I think I agree with you. There are some elements of selfishness. The brothers were, the rocky ankles to show. The heart of human beings are gripped with greed. Greed of I, me, and myself. Personal aggrandizement, personal accomplishment, personal pride. Take care of yourself. And other people can go to hell if they want. How do we, is there anyone who can match the two? Because you see, for those who do about taking care of the community, they begin to think they should be selfless. They think, let me take care of the next person first. Because if I take care of you, you take care of another person, you take care of another person, and eventually another person will come to take care of you. You can see that in the example of what they normally tell us in Sirah about the companions that went to battlefield at the time. And they were all dying of thirst. And water was available. It was given to one person to quickly drink so that he wouldn't die. Then he felt, well, if I can still have the strength to collect this water I want to drink, what of the next person who doesn't even have the strength to hold on to anything? He felt that other person should need it more than me. So he decided to give it to that other one. Take it to that one. He will need it more than I do. They gave it to that one when he wanted to drink. Say, there more. They said, this is all water there. They said, why would I need to drink it? See, I'm already an old person. There's another person nearby that is younger than me. If I should die, he can continue. Go and give him. Then they take to that one. And that one will be like, look, I'm just a young man, I've not achieved anything in life. There's another person who has wives and families and children. He should survive so that he can go home and take care of his family. They said, take it to that one. Then that was how everybody had excuse for the water to be given to the next person, until it came back to the first person that they gave the water to the first person. That kind of thinking is what we refer to as the Eastern type of philosophy, where you care more about the next person than yourself. So, if we are not talking about being a people pleaser, there's the good side of it and there's the bad side of it. The good side of it can be used to describe terms like altruism, terms like selflessness, terms like humanism, terms like, what other names can we use? Generosity. Which other one? Now? Kindness, empathy, showing sympathy for other people, being passionate about the affairs of the community. I will follow you now. So it is not all the time that we say, no, you have to take care of only yourself first. I want to say you take care of yourself. Some people now look at it in a positive way too. They say it's self-love. Self-love. They believe that if you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of other people? They believe that you don't love yourself, how will you love somebody else? If you don't know how to show kindness to yourself, how will you show kindness to another person? And so on and so forth. So let's look at it now. Vis-a-vis some aspect of it, this can be positive and some aspect of that can be negative. But we will not judge yet which is the best until we unpack some of these details. And then we'll now say, okay, in my own case, where do I fit in? Look at marriage, for instance. Husband and wife, they're supposed to care for one another. I care for you and you care for me, right? Not I care for me and you care for you. Right? I take care of myself, take care of yourself. I'm working, you are working. Whatever money I have, it's mine. I can use as I want. And then I'm saying, my money is my money. You don't even need to know how much I earn. And I can do whatever I want to do with my money. There's nothing like, well, let's join money together. I say what? Join money? Join money for what? Husband and wife will join money together, now we'll build a house. Tomorrow you want to marry another wife and put in which house? Whose house? Whose house? The house we build together to fear God. Now you see, these things are complicated. Now look at it now. What will happen if you are somebody who like to please others and you say yes to everything? You want to do this? Say yes. Please, can you give me your hijab? Say yes. Please, can I get $500 from you? Say yes. Please, let me quickly use your shoe. Say yes. Say, borrow me your car. You say yes. What if you are somebody who says yes to everything? Are you a people pleaser by doing that? People pleasers, that's those who try to please other people without pleasing themselves. They thrive off other people's happiness. That is, they are only happier when another person is happy. What makes them to be happy is the happiness they are able to give to somebody else. That doesn't sound bad, right? It doesn't sound like a bad thing. Okay. So it's one thing to value bringing joy and happiness to other people, but those with the type of behavior, sometimes they may end up taking it too far. That is the only fear we have with them. They may take it too far without knowing where to stop. The pleaser, they match the amount their friends are having with what they are supposed to be having. Meaning that they believe that when somebody else has gotten sufficient, that is when they now have the right to begin to get anything. They don't see themselves as deserving of any good thing until somebody else has already enjoyed it. And that's why you see a man who goes to the market and he will buy all things for his family. He will not remember to buy even car for himself. Whatever thing they say, even when you are guilty, you say you are sorry. Even when somebody else is guilty, you say you are sorry. If you see that you are always, you take little time to respond to somebody's text message to say, I'm sorry, I'm replying late. Somebody said assalamu alaikum to you because you are talking, you are coughing. When you now regain your voice, start with I'm sorry that I am not saying wa alaikum salam as soon as you say salam alaikum. When you accidentally walk into a room and there are people there, you say I'm sorry, then you walk back again. If every time you see that you always have to apologize, or you are always the one that is apologizing even for small things, it means you are a people pleaser. You don't want to offend anyone. Then if you are somebody that conflict and quarrel terrify you, you don't like to quarrel, you don't like conflict, and because of that, you don't address issues, you don't communicate because you are trying to avoid conflict. That is, you don't want somebody to be angry with you and you want somebody to quarrel with you. Because of that, you keep quiet all the time. That means you are a people pleaser. If you don't want to get everybody angry, then you are a people pleaser. And like somebody jokingly said in one post the other time, person said, if you want to please everybody, don't be a politician, rather be selling ice cream. If you want to please everybody, sell ice cream. Don't be a politician. I mean, don't even be a leader. I hope you understand. So, the basic themes of communication and respect and curiosity and the willingness to consider alternative points of view can get you through many aspects of life. But because you are a people pleaser, you don't want to communicate, you don't want to start a discussion, you don't want the other person to fire you or to get angry with you. Because of that, you do everything that people ask you to do without wanting to be in conflict with them. Then, if you see that you always over-explain yourself, you want to explain everything to everyone. Any day that you come out of your house with bathroom slippers, for instance, you want to explain to everybody that says, see, it's because I took my shoe for repair and they have not finished, that's why I'm wearing this bathroom. Honestly, that's what I do every time, but this time around, I just felt that because I need to go out and get something very urgently, so I tried to wear these bathroom slippers. Not that I do it like that every time. It's just the circumstance that, you know, all some of these shoemakers behave, and something like that can happen to anybody at any time. Say you see that it's not as if I don't have the money to buy a shoe. I just decided to wear this bathroom slippers just to get something else, 5 minutes, just 5 minutes to get something from there. Who asked you? Waiting. Why must you always explain? Why? Why? They will not ask you. You hold a phone. It got so good, it's a Palasa phone, touchlight phone. Because you see some of your friends holding a phone, you don't be like, hey, salam alaikum. You see this phone I'm holding. Actually, this is not my real phone. Somebody sees you in Maraba and the person greets you. Yeah, salam alaikum, sister, please don't go. You see, this Maraba that I came, I actually going to use the friend, not that this is where I live. It's not human beings that live in Maraba. It's not that I live here. I just came to get. There's this friend of mine who were in secondary school together. I know somehow the person live around here, so I came to see the person briefly. Actually, the person's mother died, and you know I couldn't greet the person when the mother died, so I just felt a nice thing for me to come here to Maraba to come and greet the person. Because of the traffic, I didn't even come with my car. You see, that's why I enter public transport. You know, I enter public transport every time, and I just had to come here just to see this my friend. And as I finish seeing this my friend, now say, let me try to trek to this side of the road. Maybe I will see a vehicle. In fact, there's no drop here, there's no Uber, there's no box, there's nothing. And it's this public transport that I have. It's not that I enter public transport every time. It's just now I just felt I need to go back to town quickly so that I will not miss going to the office and finish what I needed to be in the office. My office is in my Tama, mind you. And there's a school there that I teach. I'm not just an ordinary teacher there, you know I'm a graduate. And because of that, when I teach there, I have necessary information. I even have a car that I use for myself. You might should be bored with all of this long explanation. If you see that you explain yourself too much every time, it means you are trying to please people. You are a people pleaser. I hope you know that this one is not positive at all. This one is not, come on, this one get us. You just start explaining everything to everybody at every time. It doesn't work. I hope you understand. Sometimes people don't even care. They don't even care like that. You are the one that's worrying yourself. Like that. Then when you see that you are most likely to accept just any invitation, they didn't tell you before, you are just an afterthought. Now say, Sister Mistura, We have this event, I hope you are going to attend the event. No, I didn't know about it. When is the event? The event is today. Please get ready. Let's meet there. It's very important. We cannot miss this event because you don't want that person to be offended. You accept, even when you know that you don't have the energy and you don't have the time to do that. If you are somebody like that, it means you are a people pleaser. And then I mentioned this one earlier on. If you work hard to prove yourself to people, it's similar to the other one when you like to explain to people. That one is verbal explanation, but this one is your action. You are trying to prove to others that you are okay. You are trying to prove to others, you are trying to impress others that you are also alive. That is a big problem. And that is why you cannot wear what you have. You cannot wear what you can afford. You just want to prove yourself to others that you are also in Abuja, you are also working hard, and you have also got some money. If you do that, you are doing the majority of people you see, when they are too self-conscious of what they wear. I'm saying that because of you ladies especially. I'm not saying a person should not be, at least look at yourself and see, is this okay for where I'm going? Is this okay for, this kind of thing. But when you see that you are working too hard and you are doing a lot of things so that people will not criticize you, you are doing a lot of things to show people that you are also thriving, and this now begin to determine where you live, where you work, where you go to, the kind of friends you visit, the kind of things you do. That means you are not actually living your real life. You are only trying to please other people. You don't want to tell somebody where you live because you are afraid they may criticize you to say, why are you living so sad so place? But like I said, these are human beings that live in those places. What's your problem now? You don't want to say, where do you stay? You say, I stay in Abuja. It's one man village Abuja. Or it's one man village Abuja. Where do you stay? I stay in Abuja. Is Suleja part of Abuja? There's Suleja, then there's Abuja. Sule and Abu, are they the same thing? Yeah? It is not Ja, both of them are Ja. But Sule is different, Abu is different. So, you can't tell people exactly where you are from. Sheikh, they ask somebody, where are you from? I'm from Kwara. Where is Kwara? I'm from Ilorin. He doesn't want to tell me that he is from one village. I don't want to mention the name of the village. Everybody will just claim Ilorin because he feels the name of the village doesn't sound nice. No, don't hide, don't pretend. Where are you from? Be blunt and straightforward. I'm from Okene, that's all. Alright, let me leave that one alone. You understand what I'm trying to say by that? Then you notice that you won't pick where to go for anything because you have problem with making decisions. Before you decide, you want to ask other people and be sure other people agree with you before you decide. Common bread, you want to buy bread. You are showing somebody else, is this bread okay? If you see that you cannot buy anything in the market without calling one of your friends, see, there's this Ankara that I just saw. It is green, it is blue, there's yellow, there's orange inside it. And there is one of these patterns. I can't understand. Then you now do video call and say, look at it now. How do you see it? In fact, they say it's 5,000 naira. Should I buy? Is it expensive? Is it cheap? Can I get elsewhere? Is it better elsewhere? No, this one, this same type of something, you will get it better in Suleja. If you go to Suleja, you get. In fact, if you go to Wuse market, it's cheaper. Or okay, you know what you do? First go to Star Store. And when you get to Star Store, check the first Star Store, check the old Star Store. If you don't see exactly this type, then go to Suleja. And you can't find Suleja, just wait till next week. When I go to Kaduna, I will confirm for you. Then you will now know whether it's cheaper or more expensive. Over what? I want to buy Askara and you can't make up your mind. Has it never happened to any of you like that? Some of you will not wear hijab until you show a friend first. And when you now come to even getting dressed in the morning, that's where your major wahala is. What dress are you supposed to wear? You don't know. Because you are thinking in your head, how will people see this? How will people look at it? I'm not saying it's a bad thing to, at least to know that, so that you don't come out looking like mashed potato, everything mixed and squeezed together. You'll be doing color blocking up and down. If you are not sure, you may ask for opinions one way or the other. If the major decision of your life now depends on, yes, what other people have to say, and you cannot simply decide even what to eat, there's a problem. You become a very terrible people pleaser. What of marriage? Can a wife ask the husband what does she want to eat? She cannot cook. She cannot decide. A particular wife will give the husband 16 missed calls. 16. Call him 16 times. When the husband eventually saw the missed call, picked the call, said, what happened? What happened? What's going to say? Just let me ask you, what should I cook? Then the husband will like, cook anything now. Many of you are guilty of that, right? What should I cook? I'm okay. Okay. Okay, make eba. Then she has said the white eba or the yellow eba. Make anyone else. No, tell me the one you want. Okay, make the white eba. Then she will call again. What soup? And there's draw soup and there's vegetable. Okay, which one? Now you understand, I'm trying to exaggerate this thing for you to get. I'm not exaggerating, it happens, right? But when you can't, if you see that honestly this thing, you may not have been noticing it. But if you are not able to make decisions because you want everybody to be pleased, that's where there is problem. Please try and discipline yourself to know that you can decide. And your decision, if you are wrong, fine. And if you are right, fine. Sometimes you don't have to do some things regardless of what anybody is going to say or think about it. Then if you see that you won't raise your hand to ask questions when people are doing things. Let me tell you how this thing works. I think somebody posted it some time ago. I read it from online somewhere, but I can't remember. They said in school, when we're in school, we need to raise our hands before our teacher will call us to ask questions, right? Everybody with question, people raise their hand, and then teacher say, you ask your question. Are you following me? But when we left school, nobody is going to wait for you to raise your hand. When you are out of school, nobody is going to call you whether you raise your hand or not. When you are out of school, just get up and ask whatever you want to ask. School is different from real life. Many people cannot remember that they are no longer in school, waiting for permission. Waiting for permission to speak. Waiting for permission to ask questions. Waiting for permission to make complaints. Waiting for permission to even succeed. Now, I want you to take note of that. Some people are waiting for permission. They are waiting for somebody to permit them, and this person doesn't exist. Which person is going to permit you to succeed? You now start waiting and say, I'm just taking my time. I want to see if it's something I should do. To buy land, some people have been waiting for permission up to now. To change their jobs, some people are waiting for permission up to now. To resign a job that doesn't favor them, they are still waiting. In fact, somebody asked for permission so they, to the extent that this person went to the provider of their school, that you see, actually I'm just thinking whether I should resign. There's this school that is near my house. I don't even need any transportation. I can just walk into that school because it's just within my street. And you see, to come to work here now, you see, sir, I spend a lot of money. From the 50,000 naira salary that I received, I spent 35,000 naira on transportation. If I check joy, if I check alongside, I will spend 35,000. And 15,000 is not so much enough for me. I'm just thinking that since that school in my street, they need school and they are offered to pay me 80,000 naira. I'm thinking whether I should resign and join that school. You know that. So I will not be as if the school is in session and I'm trying to resign like that. You know, the students are going to suffer. You see, all of the argument the boss will have against her, she's already even doing it on the ground. See, self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. Basically, sabotage herself. And you see, as many of the children, they're already coming along with me. I'm so used to that, they are used to me. I'm not saying that if I should resign now, it's going to really cause a lot of confusion in the school. So what do you think? Should I, or should I just stay? You see, maybe I'm exaggerating this, but you know there are some human beings that will do like that. You go to your boss, you go and ask for permission to resign. Look, if you don't want to be a people pleaser till you die, please don't wait for permission. Don't give permission, give notice instead. Should I say that again? Don't seek permission, give notice. You give notice when you have made up your mind that this is what you want to do. Not making up your mind is possibly because you want to satisfy everybody. You don't want your boss to be angry, you don't want your colleague to be angry, you don't want. I'm not saying a person should just be wicked, I don't want someone to be cruel. You know, I don't say somebody should be selfish. I'm not saying somebody should not consider other people. But at the point when you have to make a very serious decision in life, if you're a people pleaser, it's going to be very difficult for you to do that. Please hold on to that, very, very essential. If you bring that to family life also, you see, you know I'm a counselor, I'm not supposed to tell people to divorce. But you see, some people will come to you and they want your permission to go and divorce their husband. Or to go and divorce their wife. Or you want me to tell you to go and divorce your wife. How am I supposed to say that? This life is not balanced at all. So this person is suffering, really suffering, being oppressed by the husband, and the in-laws are beating her. Imagine a man beating his wife, he now calls his sisters to come and see. And his sisters came with the mother. Without asking any question, they first started giving her blue black slap. That how dare you make our brother to be so angry like that he beat you. No, you don't understand that scenario. It's your fault that you made him to become so angry that he's beating you. So they don't beat you on top of that. Hey! So that kind of lady now, after she went to the hospital, she's now discharged. She now comes to meet you. Ustaz, this is what they did to me. After she finished crying. So what do you want to do now? I just came to ask you whether I should go back or I should go to my parents' place. And the question to ask is, wait, who are you trying not to offend? Who exactly are you trying not to offend? I think it's good to always ask that question. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, Allah have mercy on us. Let me use that example to God. I hope you are grasping it. I've stopped counting so that I'll just stop when I see that you got too much or you are getting bored. If you observe that you secretly like being that person that everybody depends upon, if you observe that you in your mind, somewhere inside your mind, you want to be the person that everybody depends upon, that means you are a people pleaser. You may actually have good intention, but somehow along the line, you carry people's burdens that are not yours. You carry people's responsibilities that are none of your business. You cannot say, no, this is not part of my job. You cannot say, no, this is not part of my responsibility. You don't want the person to feel offended and say, yes, bring the child, I will sponsor to school. You don't want to offend someone to say, don't worry, I will pay the bills for that one. You don't want to say no to somebody to say, yes, I'm going to pay for so. You stick your neck into things that you cannot carry. After a while, when that becomes too heavy for you, people now say, what's happening? Now, you see, if you see that you are somewhere inside your head, you want to help everything, you want to help everybody, you want to do everything for everybody at every time. That means you are a people pleaser. You don't know and you don't understand that some human beings have to carry their own burdens by themselves. Most of the burdens we carry, it's not because we can carry them, it's because we are trying to please people. You know, this person cannot ask for something from me and I cannot do it. Then you go and borrow on behalf of somebody, even when you don't have it. Even when the person has 20 other options and the person single you out, to be the one that will carry their own responsibility. And you know that you cannot, like Alikulam, that's even Allah doesn't impose on anyone what they cannot carry. But if you stick your head to carry what you cannot carry and you break your neck, you can't blame anyone. Please, I'm not saying that you shouldn't help somebody. I hope you understand. Let's do it back and forth. You can help people, you can assist people, but if a burden is not yours, please don't carry it. If a responsibility is not yours, don't carry it. Allow people to carry their own responsibilities. Allow people to carry their own burdens for themselves. In fact, sometimes, allow people to face the consequences of their wrong actions. Allow people to face the consequences of their carelessness. Allow people to face consequences of their irresponsibilities. Don't be a people pleaser to the extent that everything is you. Everything is, in fact, sometimes when you get so used to this, you even get angry with some people for not carrying their burdens on you. JJ, somebody delivered a baby and they informed you that we got a child. Some days after the naming ceremony, you now get angry that they didn't tell you when the naming ceremony was. So they are not naming now. What do you want to revise it or go to reverse it? The reason for that is you are so used to carry people's burdens that you think you are supposed to be the one. Do you know the implication of this? The implication of this is you render many people around you, render them impotent, you render them irresponsible. You don't allow them to understand that they should do things by themselves. At the end of it all, it becomes a tradition for you and it's a lot of problem eventually. May Allah forgive us. I can say, I'm not saying you should not help somebody, but deep inside you, if you see that your right to happiness depends on the happiness of other people, if you feel that you don't deserve that kind of happiness that other people have, that means you are trying to please them and it's not the best for a person to do. Sometimes, how did we even get to all of these things? Sometimes because we are terrified of abandonment, we are terrified of being left behind. And so we will do everything in this world to keep a relationship from ending. You want me to say it again? You don't want certain relationships to end. You don't want some friends to walk out of your life. So you do everything to please them so as to make them to stay. Some friends don't even care. They can just walk away from you anytime. But because you fear, this friend who have been friends for a long time, if they sleep, I don't help this person will not be my friend again. I think that's the problem with some people. The same thing happens in marriages too, or in some relationships. Because you don't want to be left behind, you don't want to be abandoned, you don't want to be, I see this a lot with some women. You don't want people to say, you that you got before. You just got another husband now, you are complaining again. You again, because of that, you want to do everything so that people will not say, what exactly is wrong with you? Then you want to stay, then you do everything to make life to be comfortable for that person. Sometimes you be the one that will be feeding who is supposed to be feeding you. You are the one clothing somebody who is supposed to be clothing you. You are the one paying the rent when the person is supposed to do it by himself. You are the one going back and forth to ensure that everything works. If there's a problem, you are the one that will know how to go for counseling. If there's issue, you are the one that will know how to go and look for special prayer. And you are doing everything to please people who should not be pleased. When you see that you are trying to bind what does not clink, it means you are a people pleaser. Some things don't just work, and some things cannot work. And sometimes you know very well that some people are just manipulating you. You know that these people are just using you. It's not as if the whole of their life depends on you, but they know you are a very kind person. They know you are very considerate. They know you always go out of your way to please and satisfy them. So they manipulate you. They use you. They do simi face to you somehow. What's simi face in English? Or they do missy to you. Hey, tell me now, how do I describe it in English? Now they put on Yeah, they put a pathetic face towards you, and you man, you fall for it. Even when you know that these people are just deceiving you. You be like, hey, yeah, you know, it's not easy for somebody to beg like that. If the person is begging, then the person really needs help. Hey, yeah, there you go. Let me tell you something. There's one sister, she had the house help. So this house help already noticed that she is this kind of person. They always want to please everyone. Whenever they cook food in the house, they feel like, no, house help, it's not easy now. Maybe her parents don't have anything. So the house help will end up eating more than even every other person in the house. That was not the problem. Then she will buy clothes for her children. She will buy exactly the same thing for the house help. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, wait. It now happened at the point that the house help now said her mother died. You don't normally say that. You say her mother died. She said no early morning like that. The house help did not wash plates, she did not wash anything, she did not bath, the whole house was upside down. And then when she now went to knock the door, that want to cover that door, the house help just what happened now? She said she just got the news that her mother died. Yeah. This lady told me that she was even crying with the house help that your mother died. So what are you going to do now? The other said she has to travel to her village. She doesn't have money, so they have to give her. By that time, she had worked for like 9 months. You know, they pay them at the end of every year. She gathered money of 1 whole year and gave to her. She bought clothes for her. Her new dresses she had not sewn, the one she had sewn that she knows the house help could wear, she packed everything. Come and see batch of clothes. Put some small costume jewelries inside for her. That your mother died, just to make her to be happy. And then she now gave her transport money. She took her own car and drove her to the motor park. When she drove her to the motor park, the house girl was still crying. She was crying. After all of that, when she went away, and that was it. 2 months after, one of her friends said, what of that your house? And I said, her mother died. Whose mother died? She is in my house now, in my estate. In your house? No. You know the Megad, the gate man house. That she's living there with one of the security guys. And somebody was going to agree. That she even called when she reached her village that everybody is greeting her. Said, no, if you doubt, let's go now. Then they went here. By the time they got there, she couldn't believe her eyes. This girl was like 4 months pregnant or so. According to what they said, eventually. She was just living fine. The security guys there in that other estate. And now with all of those amenities she has got. So eventually this lady who was telling now said she now called her name. I don't want to mention her name. Called her name. And when she looked at that, she now looked at that and said, wait. You would have told me that is your mother that would die. Then she called her, come and see this woman, and she's harassing me. And this lady said she didn't know whether to cry or to shout or what is she going to do now. When she was trying to say, well, Allah is what this her friend who said she's the dog went closer to her and what? That's the outset. If the outset, death is loud. It is then no time to reset her head. Do you know this, madam, or not? See, I can like some people here. And you keep doing that one without asking that things should be balanced up a bit, then that means you may have some problems. It may not be they or them that have this problem. It could be you that actually has a problem. People who are emotionally down, those are the ones that you are attracted, those are the ones that you like. People that you have to be helping are the people that you like to see around you. It's possible that you are also controlling, you are trying to control people's lives by pleasing them, by imprisoning them, by tying them to yourself. Sometimes you may not know that you are being manipulative too, by trying to please people, bribing them with your niceness so that they remain around you. You might be wrong, but you may be the main problem in the whole equation. If they say find x in mathematics, you are the x. You know those things teachers used to do to torment our brains. You say find y. This was y. This is not y we are looking for. The y is there already. Why am I looking for it? You say find y. And the teacher will write y there. You might be wondering where is y. Now you see in relationships, you are always at the receiving end. You are always at the losing end. You are the only one that can contribute. Others don't contribute. You are the only one that cares. No other person cares. Check it very well. It's either you are being manipulative by struggling to keep people around you by being nice and kind towards them, or you are overdoing it and you are being a people pleaser. You are sacrificing yourself too much for causes that are not even just. Instead of walking away from people that have nothing, absolutely nothing to contribute to your life, you are the one that's the fixer. You are the one that's the helper. You are the one that's always there when there's trouble. And when there's goodness, they won't call you. When something is going on nice, they won't remember you. When they win contracts or they get jobs, they won't call you. But when they have problems, they remember you. It's not supposed to be a bad thing, but if you take it too far, then you have problems too. You have problems. I remember mentioning some time ago now, if people remember, maybe because of those who are not there, I said everybody should check their phones. Check your phone, check the contacts. If more than 50% of the people in your contact are the people you are helping, not people who are helping you, it means life is not balanced. It means you have to balance things up. When was the last time somebody called you up and say, I'm just checking on you? When was the last time somebody called you up and say, Salam alaikum, I just have small change. Do you need any money? Somebody say, I don't have that your Zenith account again. Please send it to me. You say why? I say, I just have something small for you. Honestly, everybody asks themselves, when was the last time somebody went somewhere and bought something and bought your own along and said, yes, for you also? Some of us are very lucky, we have such friends around us, and some of us, we very lucky that we don't have. We don't have such friends around us. We are the only ones remembering to do this for them. I need to think about this very seriously. I'm very serious about this. Because many people think they are right and they are very sincere about it. But sometimes you can be very sincerely wrong. You are sincerely wrong in the kind of relationships you keep, the kind of friends you keep. You'll be sick now, nobody will even mistakenly ask after you. But when you hear they are sick, you run to the hospital to go and see them. Only for you to get there, you hear that they have been discharged. You run to the house to go and look for them. Only for you to say they are going to the market. You can ask which market the person goes. So you go and look for the person. Waiting for sign. What is your hope? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Please, I want you to grasp this very well. You may be the one that has problem. You want to fix people. You want to stick your head into chaotic situations, into uncertain situations. People emotionally hurt you that they want to keep around you. You keep focusing on your responsibility to other people, not on their duties towards you. If all you care is what you do for them, and you are never bothered to even ask what they should do for you, it means you are a people pleaser. And it's not favoring you, it's not working for you. Oh, Allah make life easy for us, and may Allah please forgive us and guide us right. You keep away from nice people because you feel bored when there's nobody to help. You feel bored when there's nobody to fix. And that's why the other time somebody tried to offer you something, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Somebody want to give you, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Somebody want to give you money, say, no, I don't need it, don't worry. Somebody will buy a gift for you, say, you don't have to worry, okay, don't bother. Don't worry. From now on, allow people to bother. They say, come and eat, you say, no, I'm okay. And you are hungry. Hey, wait, tell me, which tribe does that most? Oh my God, sorry, I hope you reason why you see me laugh sometimes, I could remember like 10 things at the same time. I don't even know which of them I should tell you. You visit somebody, they brought food, you are looking at TV as if you didn't see the food. They say, come and eat too. You say, okay. You want to be going on, I say, should they drop? You say, no, they shouldn't worry, you take over. They say, should we pay for Uber? But say, no, don't worry, I have some change. Which kind of life is that? They are bringing food. I don't like this food. You can't talk. Just go and say, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. This is my favorite food. Maybe there's too much pepper inside. Maybe you give the Uber family. They not give you this their ofada rice with this kind of stock. Kind of what do you call it? Sauce. Or they serve you jollof rice. Eat jollof rice in your people's house. You will not know whether it's pepper they use in cooking the rice or they use rice to cook pepper. They not give it to you now. Instead of you to say no, you don't do that. It's so spicy. I like this spice a lot. Look at your nose. Your eyes are red, you want to die. You know what? Because you don't want them to feel bad that they brought people like, it's alright. Your eyes block. Then when they look away, you think you know what your nose. Tears will come from your eyes like this. You really rush into the toilet, go and wash your face. Everything is still red like that, you just come on like that. Which one? You want to please people who die? You see, that's why you say I'm laughing to myself before I say to you, Kai, you people suffer a lot. It's not nice. Why you do things like that? Honestly, it's not nice. This life is too short now. Come and be suffering yourself because you are pleasing, you don't want to offend people. Just be like, I'm hungry, you will get food for house. That's how to enjoy a good life. You know, you are there, you are just very hungry. Just sit down there, just chill. They will be eating, or you will say, I'm okay. Maybe it's a family where people they even like food a lot. So they don't make amala with vegetable soup or maybe with this draw soup. They say, come and eat that. Then you see, those people that start eating, if they want to do 40 for you, they want you to die. Then you know how some people like food now? They just like, scoop the amala like that, with their hand going almost 360 degrees. They just scoop it like that. And then when they bring them, you see the person neck is already bent to one side like 45 degrees. If you don't math very well. And the person will put the food in their mouth and they will dim their eyes. They say, come and eat too. They just dim their eyes. Come and eat too. I'm okay. You're okay with it. Wash your hand, my friend, and join and eat. Eat. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Don't forget your own share of the good things of life. What do you now? Because you want to please everybody, you will not eat what is good, you will not wear what is good, you will not do what is good for yourself. Haba. I'm not saying you should go ahead looking for people to impress, but at least you should take care of yourself too. Stop saying no when you should say yes. And stop saying yes when you should say no. Honestly, most of the time, heaven doesn't fall. If you say no, catastrophe will not happen. Just have a good life. I'm not saying you should not do goodness or others, but you see these examples I'm giving, some of them, you it's very obvious because you don't know how to take care of yourself. That's why good things will happen and you just be there like an orphan. You just sit down, you'll be suffering, you will not be able to talk, you will not be able to make requests. So number one, what should you do? Accept yourself fully. Accept yourself. You may not change yourself 100%, but if you don't accept yourself as you are, that is when you are looking for other people to compliment you before you are happy. And because you are looking for compliments, you are trying to please them. So they say you are the hard-working one, They say you are the nice one. They say you are the good one. You know, everyone say, that guy is very nice guy, very nice. When you die like this, you are a very nice woman. All of them are owing you. Very nice woman. You see that very nice woman, they say, they will send very long text message on WhatsApp. Very nice woman. They will not attend your funeral. They will just say very nice woman. Number two, accept other people as they are without trying to change them to meet your own needs. That means don't manipulate people and don't allow people to manipulate you. Accept them as they are. If this person is a nice person, accept the niceness of the person. If the person is a bad and wicked person, please don't kill yourself because of that person. And you should also stop managing and controlling other people with your niceness. You know, I told you that sometimes being too nice is your own way of manipulating people. Don't manipulate people by being nice to them. I know many company owners, many school owners, many people who try to be nice to you just to manipulate you. They do their nice and try to please you in order to use you. You understand what I mean? All of these awards, best teacher of the year, that kind of award, is just to make you work harder. It's not as if your life will be any better. It's scam. What do they give you? They give you a plaque without any money added to it. Is that one appreciation? Wake up now. Wake up. The best teacher of the year, the most hardworking teacher of the year, most dedicated teacher of the year. What other thing do they give you as an award? Outstanding teacher of the year. Look, if that job is not paying you off, resign, look for something else to do. They will be paying you 30K, and then you are the best teacher of the year, and you are owing school fees, you are owing house rent. If they want you to be the best job, they should support you in your house rent. Somebody will give you an award as best teacher of the year, they will not have shish to your salary. Shish. If you notice that one, you are being used. They are nice to you to exploit you. So wake up, don't sleep. This one you are being to please. I'm not saying you should not do your job, and I'm not saying you should not do extra if there's need. But you should understand what you are doing. Do you understand what I mean now? If you don't understand, then you'll be feeling disappointed. You'll be feeling discouraged because you don't understand the game that's going on. If you know they are playing games with you, understand that this is just a game, but do what you need to do. It's better for you to admit that, okay, I'm being used, than for you to now realize when it is too late that you are being used all these years. And then you start crying in one corner, they say, what's happened? Allah Akbar. Now, another point that I've mentioned in the passing, realize that sometimes it is not always your fault. People are just who they are. And understand very well that you cannot please everybody, no matter how much you try. Be in touch with your feelings and attitudes about every aspect of your life, including your dignity as a human being. Don't rubbish yourself because you are trying to please people. In other words, know the kind of market you take your wares to. Don't go to sell mirror in the market of blind people. They won't appreciate because they can't even see what we are talking about. Don't take your mirror and want to sell to blind people. Don't bother yourself doing things for people that don't understand it and they don't even care whether you do it for them or not. You understand what I mean? Good deeds and goodness are very scarce nowadays. You should honor it. And good people like you are not common. Good people like you are not common. So stop wasting your goodness for people who don't deserve it. I'm not saying that you should be wicked to others. I'm just saying that you should come to terms with your own honor and dignity. It's not everybody you try to please. Please only those that deserve to be pleased. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. And please people that you will not come back to regret it. Then, I've mentioned cherish every aspect of yourself, your personality, your appearance, your belief, and your value system, and your body, your interests, and your accomplishments. Validate yourself rather than searching for other people to give you a sense of self-worth. Rather than looking for people to please, for them to appreciate you, just appreciate yourself first. Know your worth. Know that this is your own interest too. And validate yourself. Stop looking for other people to come and validate you. Your self-esteem is great enough, so much so that you can enjoy being with other people normally. People who are just fine as you are, they are fine as they are. They have accepted you and you have also accepted them. People that you don't need them in order to feel worthy. Be worthy on your own and you don't need to demand for it because they already know your worth. If they call you, they know your time is precious. You are not somebody that anybody will take for granted anymore once they know that you have your own self-worth. For example, someone will not call you just at odd hours and say, come and escort me to the market. And you don't know how to say no to that kind of thing. No. It means something is wrong. So allow yourself to be open and trusting with appropriate people. Courageously face your own problems and shortcomings without seeking to get appreciated by other people. I've said that in the passing already in the beginning. So generally, when it comes to marriage now, as we have it, you may, what should a husband do to please the wife? What should the wife do to please the husband? I think there are many things you can do to please each other, right? Yes, many things you can do to please each other, buying gifts, smiling a lot, doing the thing you need to do, having money, right? Brothers, you are doing me. Having money is part of what you need to please your wife, right? Am I correct? Let me know if I'm wrong. And you need to have money, you need to spend good time with your family, you need to be genuinely concerned about your family, right? And you women too, you know what you can do to please your husband. You cook his meal well for him at the right time. You do all those kind of things that people do to satisfy each other. There's nothing wrong in adding some pleasantness. You know, I remove that from the word pleasing others, being people pleaser. Then the sense of being pleasant to others, adding pleasantness to whatever thing you do, so that you can maximize the pleasure in the things that you do, all from the word pleasing others. And this pleasure that I'm talking about is what the prophet said, إِنَّمَا الدُّنْيَا كُلُّهَا مَتَاعٌ وَخَيْرُ مَتَاعِهَا الْإِمْرَأَةُ الصَّالِحَةُ. The whole of this world is enjoyment, and this time around I say the whole of this world is pleasure, and the best of all pleasure is a righteous woman. If we put it the other way, the best of all pleasure of this world is a righteous man. Righteousness is a factor in pleasing anybody or anyone. Anybody that's going to be qualified for you to please is somebody that is deserving of your pleasantness, somebody that appreciates your pleasantness, and somebody who you can do it for a pleasure. You can say, somebody will say, thank you for what you have done. You say, it's my pleasure, but the pleasure is mine. Trying to please you is a way of me pleasing myself. I am pleased within myself to have tried to please you because you appreciate it, you know it, you love it like that, and you will do the same thing for me if it were my turn to want to get some pleasure from you. Do me a favor, do me a pleasure, do me something that can please me, so that my being pleasant to you will make sense. So being a people pleaser means please those that can bring pleasure your way. And when it gets to an extent that you know that the people you are pleasing, they will pay you back with goodness, then it becomes a pleasure. In fact, you will derive a lot of pleasure pleasing that person. You understand what I mean? You will be happy pleasing that person because it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. So generally now, if I may conclude on that note, being a people pleaser has its positive way, it has its negative way. It becomes negative when you take it too far and you are doing it wrongly, just like some of the ways we have mentioned. It becomes positive when you are doing it rightly, like we have said, and you are doing it to the right people at the right time, in the right way, in the right measurement. You can be there for others when they need your help. You can be there for them when they need assistance from you. You can be there for them and do things in order to make their lives to be easy for them. You can sacrifice your time. You can sacrifice your wealth. You can be there for them in the time of crisis. You can be their strength in their times of weakness. But ensure that these same people will reciprocate for you when your own time comes. How will you ensure that? Surround yourself with people of similar pleasantness like you. Surround yourself with people who appreciate the fact you are trying to please them. But human beings are not always predictable. There are some human beings, no matter how much you do, they will not appreciate it. For such people, be very cautious. So that when they stab you in the back, you will not cry to death or bleed to death. Do you all understand now? Now, coming back to where we started from, the philosophy of letting everything be okay so that you will be okay, or that one of being okay so that every other thing will be okay. Now you see we can now meet in the middle. There should be a middle course. But there are many different circumstances, there are many different situations where you may have to consider this one over and above this one. Life can be very dynamic. You cannot hold on to only one side. You have to consider all sides and consider all options. When you have done all of that one, then you tie your camel and then you put trust in Almighty Allah. You tie your camel and you put trust in Almighty Allah. May Allah make it easy for us and may Allah continue to guide us aright. So, the Kete philosophy now. What are you going to do with the donkey? You allow the donkey to just go, or both of you will climb the donkey? Yes, sometimes at a point, listen now, at a point, regardless of what people say, allow the donkey to roam free. At a point, no matter what people say, climb on the donkey by yourself. When you see that your son is tired, calm down, allow your son to climb the donkey and keep going. At a point, both of you can ride on the donkey. Be very smart and do things that are accurate, that are okay, that satisfy your conscience, and never care what other people are going to say about it. Because no matter how you do it, people still complain. In other words, please yourself. Please yourself first. And then you begin to please others with regard to the kind of thing they say. Let your conscience be very clear that you are not stingy and you are not stupid. That you know what you are doing. And you will have your plans for what you are doing. You have where you are going, and your mind is made up to use wisdom in arriving at a good destination with what you are doing and where you are going. If you ride the donkey all through, the donkey will get tired too. When you are going and you are tired, relax. Just chill. Take care of yourself and your donkey and your son. And when it's time for them to take care of you, when it comes to human being generally, please demand that some people should take care of you. There's no shame in asking. People you have been favoring, once in a while, ask them to favor you too. If you see that they turn their cheek or they run away, then you know how to relate with such a person next time. May Allah forgive me. May Allah forgive you to Aqulu Qawli Hadha. Wastaghfirullahi wa lakum ajma'in.